Falcons will kick it away to start us off. From inside his own 15, looking for room. Gets it all the way out to the 33 before he's stopped. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out.
On the set.
Quarterback on the keeper. Turning it on. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it.
And that's what makes this offense so dynamic. It's his running ability, and I love them going option here. He's hoping the defense is going to give him a look that forces him to keep the football.
Oh, there's an alley on the left, and he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Panthers.
Talking to the coaching staff coming into this game, they said explosive plays are going to be big for us. When we get our opportunities, we got to be able to hit on them, and you saw one right there. That time, doing it on the ground on the opening drive of the game. That just shows you this offense, they are locked in and in tune and on the same page early.
Number 11, set to kick this one away.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Off the play fake on first down to throw. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
Got it in the middle. It's Frederick. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
Well, after watching the other offense go down the field and score a touchdown, you know this guy's trying to lead his offense to do the exact same thing. That was a big third down. I know there's a lot of football left to play, but you're trying to establish confidence as early as possible. That last throw is really going to help out your team.
First job for the QB a lot of times. Look at those safeties. Is it man or is it zone? Nice job. You could tell right away. He saw it was zone, understood where to go with the football, and that's why this all...
Oh, he's got some space. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Falcons with the 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Quick strike complete. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. You want to give this guy a chance to get some yards after the catch, but there was nothing there.
Yeah, give the defense credit. You saw their speed rallying to the football on the perimeter.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Back to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Clinton. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. And the Falcons come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. They'll try to get the first through the air. Quickly complete. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22. 3rd and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak.
Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
And it's such an advantage for this defense to have an outside linebacker like that can rush the passer, because they can set the edge. They can get off the ball, and they're just way too fast for tight ends or for offensive tackles to get out and block them.
Makes the grab. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Using the quick game. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 11.
I love the start for this quarterback on 3rd down. 3rd down, obviously money down. Got to have success, but to have success early, now it opens up everything. Like, we trust him. He's got a rhythm going. He's feeling good, and he got a lot of confidence.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Wants to throw again. It's complete. And he won't be able to get in as the defense gets him down at the 1.
Well, great job making the tackle there. Now setting up 3rd down in your own red zone. This is a stop you have to come up with. You want to give up field goals in this area of the field, not touchdowns.
Touchdown Air Force. Quick strike through the air for the score.
Goal line situations get practice all the time. It's not always going to be handing it off to get it in. You're going to have to throw it. The windows are so close, like they were right there. Great execution by the offense, getting the touchdown pass on 3rd down.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll bring it back from inside the 15. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. 1st and 10. This drive will get underway from just inside the 35 at their own 34. Pulls it, fired, complete. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. Georgia State jumps back to the line. Trying to make magic with his feet. At midfield, he's got room. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35.
What an individual effort there by the quarterback on the RPO because everybody was covered. He just takes off, and he shows you his ability out in the open field. He's like a running back. He's got great vision. He's got the speed. He looks so natural when he's in the 2nd level carrying the rock. Huge gain on offense by the Q. I love it on that play.
The Panthers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Back to throw. It's in goal. He's got an open man. Breaks into the open. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia State.
And the offense punches it in again, and we call his name again. That's 2 touchdowns now in 2 games with still more to be played. I tell you what, I think this guy's name will be called a lot more throughout the season. He's that kind of good.
That's the end of the quarter. Georgia State has the lead here. And we've come to the end of one. And let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the 2nd quarter. Kickoff team is on the field, and we're ready to get this one underway. He'll bring it out. It's Knox. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. They cashed in on a short field last time they had it, and now they'll go to work from their own end. Good hands in there by the defense to force the incompletion.
Well, the ball hasn't hit the ground very often for this guy in this game, right? He's even still, after that incompletion, over 80% throwing, which is key because last game he was under 50% on his throws. He went back to work, worked on his fundamentals, and that's really showing up here.
And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on third down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31. The Falcons come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. Grab near the marker. It's Harrison. Open field on the right. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
Here's the snap, looking to throw. Swings it out to the flat. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons!
And they cap off the drive with a touchdown throwing the football. In the last play, they got the explosive. They get right back to the line of scrimmage and dial up another one. Great work by the quarterback and his target being on the same page. These last 2 plays, throwing the football, man, it doesn't get any better than that.
After the touchdown, if they could get this 2, we'll have a tie ball game. Trying to power it in. Not quite going to get there, and he couldn't get this game tied up. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out.
Set to advance on the football.
From inside his own 15, looking for a crevice. Needed just a little more help to turn that into a big return. They'll mark him down at the 29. Guys, the Georgia State offense returns to the field. They've come out smoking with touchdowns on each of their first 2 drives, and they're back to work now. They're working that left side. There he goes. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
He'll pull it on the read. Picks up the 1st down, still moving. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Georgia State.
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You've put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. Finds his man, it's Harrison.
Really nice job by the quarterback, dropping back, understanding. He knew his wide receiver was going to drag across the middle of the field. Good timing, waiting for him to come open, hitting him with the strike.
In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. Fires to the big fella. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35. David, that is a great security blanket for a quarterback to have a tight end to make those conversions.
Dang right. Find the big fella on 3rd and short. Dependable, clutch, nice hands, 1st down.
Gonna look downfield again. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
One of the things I love about this kid is that he goes to work. He struggled his last game out, completed less than 50% of his throws. So back to the drawing board, back to fundamentals, and you can see that paying dividends in this game. I know he just threw an incompletion, but for the most part, this guy has been spot on.
Now staring at a 3rd and short from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. Gets it out fast. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 37.
And it's tough on the defense there. 3rd down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and you're trying to make a break on the ball, but he just got it out of his hands too quickly, and the throw was too accurate. Really nothing you can do there, and it's now a fresh set of downs.
Makes the grab. It's Clinton. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23.
Well, this offense told us coming in they were going to challenge this secondary early and often. They were going to use their speed to their advantage and take advantage of this quarterback's touch and arm talent. And already in the second quarter, they've got over 200 yards thrown.
They make the stop after a pickup of 3 just inside the red zone at the 19.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Offense gets set for 2nd down. Here's the handoff. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down.
I'll tell you what, a few more runs like that, and defensively you start thinking more guys in the box, more big guys. I better stop this guy because he's unbelievable. Just a great job breaking off the big run, and the OC is going to give him the ball some more.
He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They keep pushing forward, now back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. Trying to surprise him with the pass. Got his man on the outside. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. They've worked it down to the 4-yard line, but now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Touchdown, Air Force! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
They want to see if they can score the deuce. He wants to throw it. He's in there. 2-point conversion is good, and they're down by just 1. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And they cap the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? From inside the 15, here's the return. He's brought down after a good return, gets it out to the 31. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 31-yard line. Looking downfield, it's in goal. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
High the chains now on 2nd and long. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the 1st down.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like...
Turning it on! Touchdown, Panthers! A great catch and run for 6.
And they trust their QB to execute like they have the whole first half, and he delivers, and they build on this lead and build their momentum going into halftime.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, guys, got a final score in a big top 25 matchup today. Oklahoma was relentless today in a road win that frankly wasn't even as close as the final score indicates. This was a vintage Sooners performance, one that really should instill confidence within this program. Top 25 teams and a very clear outcome today, guys. Ought to be fun to see how the rankings are impacted this week.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. And here comes the offense on second down. Wants to go up top. Pulls it in. It's Harrison. Gets it inside the 40. Brought down at the 39, and they can't stop the clock. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback could throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. This time it's complete. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. In the gun, looking to throw on 3rd down. Caught near the sticks. It's Harrison. They bring him down, but it'll be 1st down at the 42. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Ready to start things here in the second half. Georgia State about to kick it away. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
Hey, QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. You had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, 1st down.
Hopefully that's not going to affect the quarterback's confidence going back to this guy later. That was a catch he should have made. He dropped it. Let's see what the QB does moving forward.
So now it's 2nd and long. Wants to throw again. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated he missed that connection. Now trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd and long from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on 3rd down.
That is a good omen for this defense. They were getting lit up in the first half. They knew something had to change. So to set the tone like this early on their opening drive of the 3rd quarter and get a stop on 3rd, that should really help their confidence.
On 4th down, trying to find his man. Big tight end makes the grab. 1st down, still on his feet. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a 1st down. And the Falcons are flying down the field. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
You can tell this quarterback did his homework coming into this game. He has been dissecting this defense with his arm and his mind. Over 300 yards passing now.
The Falcons will have it 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. And the shot to the middle of the field falls to the turf.
Well, you haven't seen a ton of incompletions in this game, and that's good news for this QB. Obviously, he struggled his last game out. Part of that was the defense. Part of that was him not playing as well as he wanted to. But in this game, he really has been, for the most part, locked in, and that is a good sign for this offense.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. From the gun, wants to pass. Catch in the middle, it's Clinton. He gets it inside the 20 to the 19, but they still have a ways to go, and it'll be 4th down.
Nice execution by this defense. One of the strengths of this offense is 3rd down. They're really good at it. They were ready. Nice job getting the guy on the ground, forcing the 4th down.
On 4th down, going to the air. Finds his target down the middle. They bring him down, but he's got a 1st and goal from the 10. No hesitation, no trying to baby the ball in there. He just fired it complete.
4th down, no problem. I'm just going to rip this to my wide receiver. He believed in himself. He knew he could get it, and they get the 4th down conversion.
They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. He works his way ever closer, all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on 3rd here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
This defense impresses me. When they're in short yardage situations or when they're in goal line situations, they just seem to play tougher. They just seem to play better. They've got guys that...
Touchdown, Falcons! Fit it in the window for the score.
And that is why timing is so important in the passing game. That is a critical 4th down. Down near the goal line, everything's going to happen quickly. It's got to be a great route. The quarterback has to get rid of it on time and make an accurate throw. 2 dudes on the exact same page, coming up with a massive touchdown down near the goal line on 4th down.
They got the touchdown, but now they want the 2 to tie this baby up. From the gun, looking for a man. He's into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good, and we've got a tie game. So the 16-play drive. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers properly to pay off that last scoring drive. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. He'll do it himself. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play, because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the 1st down.
Motion from the wide receiver. Well, jet sweep pass. runs through a tackle.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through 3. Can't wait to see how this fourth quarter is going to go and see who can come out on top in this barn burner. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Leaves it with the back. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2.
And you got to do a better job up front right there. That run was doomed from the get-go. Nowhere to go. The back gets hit as soon as he gets the football. Hard to succeed as a running back when you get the ball and you get clogged.
He'll pull it down. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Panthers. And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the fourth.
I mean, you talk about calling a pretty good defense you feel good about, and you take away the pass, and what does the quarterback do? He pulls it down and just shows the speed, basically becomes a running back, takes it all the way to the house, and makes your defense look silly.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Interesting to see the ripple effects after this one in the SEC today, fellas. Auburn went on the road and just dominated. And that's one way to grab attention on a national level. Make a statement in someone else's house and prove you're legit. And did the Tigers ever do that? Going to be very interesting to see what the fallout from this one is, because as we know, you can't lose games in the SEC like this without some blowback.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
It was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
Open a drive like that, it opens a world of possibilities. First down from the 43. Looking downfield on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Off the play fake. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated. He missed that connection.
Yeah, just not able to connect that time with his target on the in-breaking route. Got to have a little bit better rhythm. You know these windows are going to be small over the middle of the field, and that's why you try to put some extra mustard on it, but I think that time that's what forced the incomplete.
Makes the grab. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the first down.
Man, this quarterback has been dialed in all game long. He's making outstanding decisions, and he's been so accurate throwing the football. He's now got over 350 passing yards.
Gets him on the ground at the 28, but not before a big 10-yard pickup.
Well, you haven't seen a lot of incompletions from this guy now in his last 2 games out. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. As a head coach, you got to love the fact that your quarterback is dialed in.
Takes a handoff. It's Lindsey. They make the tackle after he gets 2 down to the 25.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Looking to fire. Gets it out quickly. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
That guy might not be the tallest wide receiver in the world, but he sure is quick coming out of his break, and he shows you on that slant throw.
Big drive for this offense late, trying to tie the game. They pieced together a couple of first downs, and here they come again. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Pass is incomplete, and by this stage of his career, you'd think a junior quarterback might take a little better care of the football. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Back to pass. And he dropped it, just didn't look the thing all the way in.
Well, the receiver did everything right. He ran a good route, he got his head around, he just didn't finish the play. Just look it in.
They were really starting to put a drive together, but after a couple of incompletions, now they need a big play on 3rd and 10. Wants to keep it in the air. Looking to the big tight end. Can't make the grab, and this offense, which has been brilliant this season on 3rd down, doesn't convert this time.
Interesting call here for the head coach, too, because you need a touchdown. Now, it's 4th and long. You could kick the field goal and cut into the lead, but it depends on how much you trust your defense right now. They may go for this one, guys.
On 4th down, looking to pass. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
And that is a backbreaker. It's 4th down, though. Listen, you got to throw the football. You got to try to make a play, but the defense came up big in a big moment.
He'll keep it himself. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
And it's difficult to contain athletic quarterbacks, but man, when everybody plays their assignment, it's a beautiful thing. I understand I got to take away this. I got to keep my eyes on the quarterback, make sure he doesn't pull that football. They weren't fooled, and the quarterback had nowhere to go with it.
On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. They believe in that running game. Got 6 before he stopped at the 23.
This is a big pressure moment for the offense, too, because they've got the lead, but it's now 3rd down on their own side of the field. They would love nothing more than to be able to convert this, stay on the field, keep bleeding the clock. But the defense, I'd expect them to bring pressure here, trying to force the ball out of the QB's hands quickly.
Quarterback on the keeper. Nowhere to run, and down he goes after losing 6. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Georgia State will send out the punt unit. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. And they'll just down it right there.
Man, did that just change in a hurry. You're winning. You're about to get the football back in the 4th quarter. Got a chance to put more points on the board, and you cough the ball up and give life, give breath, momentum back to the other squad. What a turn of events.
Use the play fake. Now to throw. Grabbed over the middle. It's Frederick. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible.
And you've created some great momentum, getting the stop, forcing the punt, now getting it back to your offense. Your offense starting to get in a groove. Late in the game, you need some big plays.
You just wonder how much panic there is right now on the defensive side of the football, too, because of what you just said, David. They can feel and sense the momentum leaving them right now with the lead. So someone defensively better step up here soon and make a play.
The play action fake. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated he missed that connection.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
Fires to the wideout. Working the middle. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Makes the grab. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
QB now has over 400 yards passing, guys, and you got to give everybody else in his supporting cast a ton of credit. Receivers, great job running routes, catching the football, and this offensive line has been outstanding, giving him time to throw.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
It's such a fine line offensively. Late in the game, you got to score, you got to make big plays, but you can't turn the football over. Big-time mistake. This one might cost him.
First play of the drive comes from the 38. The give to the back. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
And I tell you what, it's really nice at this point in the game if you can lean on your run game. When you have the lead, you've got the football late in the game, you can chew that clock and start to really make that defense have a little bit of panic.
They go right back to it. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Now facing a 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's in goal. It's complete to the right. Breaks into the open. Takes it out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4-yard line, and what a play on that one.
When I'm in a tight game and it's a one-possession game, I do not want to put my defense on the field. You could tell the offense didn't. Great job executing the 3rd down, getting the 1st down, and now we're just going to play the tick, tick, tick game.
Well, this was an offensive showcase out there today. We thought it would be a high-scoring game, and it certainly delivered.
If you love offense, then you love this type of game. Both offenses going up and down the field, seemingly at will. Throwing the ball, running the ball. But, David, I feel like if you're a fan of defense, maybe this wasn't your cup of tea.
More defense option. You didn't really get too much of that stuff, but, listen, you got to get a few stops late in the game. You got to get just kind of one stop with this many points that are being scored. You got the stop late. That's why you got the dub.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
it.